this time is different. Yes. You heard that all before too many times. Davide here, of course, your impertinent collector, sharing with you from Sydney a very peculiar development. And there it is. I want to take you back a little bit to the genesis of my channel and my videos. The initial idea sort of like sprung up from my good friend Alex, who set up his own YouTube channel. And I was surprised by the fact that there was an interest. I wasn't surprised that there was an interest for his content. I was surprised by the fact that he could do it, because I always saw him as an introvert. And instead, there he was, magnificent on video. So I say, like somebody with my ego. And if you don't mind my presence, my savoir-faire, I said, okay, let's take this one as an experiment. And an experiment is what all it was. And yet, partially because, you know, a self-centered individual like me finds great pleasure in filming himself and watching himself, I saw that other people had a certain interest. Magda, where are you? You said that you were my favorite followers. I haven't heard from you. If you are there, Magda, from the Netherlands, say hello to your impertinent collector. But in a sense, this channel has become a way, yes, to share my collection, yes, a way to share my journey, but also a way to express myself, whilst despite my extrovert nature, I took a professional path that took me down the corporate world, where like, yes, I have to look in a certain way, I have to speak in a certain way, and yes, there are opportunities to be funny and to laugh, but it's like within the limits of your professional figures of what either the organization requires or the business requires. So this one for me was quite funny and quite liberating. But guess what? That's an interesting development. Thanks to you guys, not really seriously, thanks to you, now YouTube has enabled the opportunity for me to have a shop. Wow, that's quite interesting. So I look at different platforms of what I could offer, and of course there is a lot of merchandise out there, and in a way it would be like a fantastic way for me to support the channel. If you want to donate $5, there is a link, buy me a coffee, and that's absolutely fine. The shop, however, is something quite different, because it has enabled me to push forward and to expand on my creativity. Creativity because together with the many objects that I've collected, my mom and my grandfather, because she acquired some of his stock, had accumulated a huge amount of paper. When I say paper, I mean like prints, manuscripts, maps. Those were the specialization of my grandfather. My mom took over from him to a certain extent, expanded her business into object and furniture and pottery. So I acquired that level of taste. But this is a context where, because there has been a shift in taste, a lot of the things that represent my world, and if you want my old worlds, like painting, like a tapestry, the one you see behind me, like prints, you know, it seems that the young generation are not that affected, they're not that keen to go down that path. Maybe because there is a lot of social events that are also happening, so we are becoming a digital society, and in that sense also because it's very expensive, people don't have the luxury of having a bigger house and they don't have the luxury to invest in art. So the art world has now been put in a corner for the well-to-be, for the highly sophisticated people, and what is being left for the normal people is to go down the fashion route. So you can buy what you fancy, depending on your budget, and feel comfortable about it. The issue is that that type of market, the one of the fashion, is a market where like marketing plays a massive role. And so everything get somehow manipulated. And if you remember the movie The Devil Wears Prada, you got a sense where the secretary that looks like a shabby look, and then Mary Lynch says to her like, oh, you think you pick up these things randomly because you don't care, but in reality there is a reason why you pick up this combination of clothes, and the reason is we within the magazine, within the media, within the fashion industry, we decide in advance the color, the pattern, the texture, and everything that goes. So you absorb this one subconsciously even without being aware of it. So I put all this together and looking at this shop platform that YouTube offered me, I had the opportunity to design some t-shirts. And that is where, like, I found it, I went down another rabbit hole. Yes, because on one level, I had a long acquaintance with an unknown but great artist called Nina J. Kos, who from Italy for years had been doing some script and drawing all by hand, all using the different kina and the different brushes. Oh, very old style. I like it, very original. On the other hand, my mom had given me a lot of stock, a lot of these old prints. So I said, like, I walked around an idea. How could I incorporate the two? And that's where the idea comes from. And that's why this is the development. So like in my video now, what you will see, you will have the opportunity, because I will tag some product, to purchase some product that at the center have something as minuscule as this. So what you see here, and you can't really see, is a handwritten little drawing with some fine writing, absolutely extraordinary. And you'll be able to see exactly what I mean in the magnified image. The fact that this one here, from this small, is slightly bigger than a watch dial, you know, is extraordinary what people could do it. And this one, imagine, is signed 1979. And so I designed a few t-shirts around this particular design. But I also have something as fascinating as this lady here. Okay? So this lady here, or there, is like an hand drawing for a theatrical production, of which I have no idea, from the 1930s, late 1920s. To a certain degree, it reminds me of Metropolis. So this one, of course, is hand-drawn and hand-colored. And so I said, how can I incorporate this one? So I create something that incorporates this. And so now, this is your opportunity to support me, and in a certain way you do as you watch my videos. You can donate, buy me a coffee, highly appreciated. You can also support me if you want, buying some of the items that I will tag here or there in my videos, and that's fantastic. But I want to take you down a step forward. If I can say and do what I'm doing, everything I'm doing it with very low tech. I'm filming with an iPhone 11. Only this week I upgraded my audio, so you can see I have now a microphone which should improve the quality of the audio. I have like the cheapest green screen, and I use all images for my moving background that are for free. So I want to share this one with you, because within you, there is a message, and that message deserves to be heard. And YouTube is giving us this opportunity. YouTube recognizes our role as content creator. But it goes deeper than that. YouTube, in making us content created, gives an opportunity to help us to explore our creative side. And now these things with the shop is like extraordinary. Now I don't anticipate the shop to become a business the way I did not anticipate that like I could reach nearly 30,000 subscribers in a matter of 8 months. But here I am. And you see, talking about the technology that I'm using, that is all stuff, I'm doing everything for free, I buy all the cheapest stuff, I'm using what my mom is giving me, I'm calling in favor for Nina J. Course, says, can you do this, can you do that? She's not asking for payment, she's happy to provide her services, because that also is an expression of her creativity. And like a request is something that is pushing her over the line, not because I say, I don't like this, I don't like that, can you do more of this, can you do more of that, but because knowing that there is a demand from somebody beyond art expression, is pushing her in different direction, and that is sort of is invaluable. And that is what I like to share with you, that you could do that. And maybe for you, this one could become a business. But even if it's not a business, what I want to do with you is like, I'm trying to shake you to say like, maybe you are watching this video, maybe you're watching, scrolling through Instagram and through TikTok, like everybody else is doing on Facebook, when you are commuting, when you are having lunch, when you are having dinner, when you have nothing else to do. But ask yourself, what would it like to be on the other side? And don't be afraid to be yourself. With me here, there is no production house, which is also important, because within the media outlets, the content then comes out, the more polished it is, the less original it becomes, because you have more and more influence. I remember reading that in a sitcom as fabulous as the one of Seinfeld, they started basically just him and Larry David, and then he grew up with a team of 7, 8, 10 people. So like successful franchises like Friends, they have like 12, 15 people that were basically the writers behind the content. So the entire storyline of that very successful TV series, was controlled by the people who were writing the script, and the actors that we all learn to love were just playing their own part, and they were picked for a particular role on the basis of the story that they had in mind, and they were asked to change, on the basis of what the script required. Okay, that was very successful, but it's like, where is originality? In watching me, you are supporting originality. In purchasing some of my products, some of my t-shirts, or donating me, going on the link, buy me a coffee, or just simply following me on Instagram when I post a lot of art and photograph stuff that, capture my fancy and keep me safe and sane inside my bubble, outside this world of confusion, of fear, of violence, of confrontation. I don't have time. I very much live in the 18th century, in my castle, if you want, or within the safety provided by my city walls. And that's absolutely fine. That's my luxury. But this is now taking me outside my walled city, or if you want, my ivory tower. But what I'm doing here, you can do it too. And not for a moment fall into the trap to think that you have very little to say, or what you would like to say is too personal and nobody would be interested. YouTube is giving us an incredible platform to reach hundreds of millions of people, and your voice, your existence is valuable. So here I am, an absolute original. With everything you see is very much me. And if I have the good fortune to meet some of you down the line, or cooking for you, or inviting you at my place, or meeting you wherever you are, well, assuming I become a celebrity, I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want to influence you, but I want to share with you. This is real. This is who I am. And behind the screen, there is many people. Well, everybody has something to say. So, go out and create. Yes, this is my shop. But what about your creativity? Get it out. And that's all from Davide, your unflappable, impertinent collection. Ciao ragazzi e ragazze.